Hey gang, today we're looking at the brand new detachment for Imperial Guard, Grizzled Company. As a Death Guard simp and Dark Mech Coper, I've brought in an Imperial Guard expert to talk us through this detachment. This detachment has been dominating in recent tourneys since it came out, so let's get into it.
So Grizzled Company, right? The Guard, a Mordian style thing, the Mordian Iron Guard that is. It's a pretty good detachment overall, very good in fact. What it does is generally pretty simple. It's all about your orders and giving benefits while under orders. All of your officers get one more order than they normally can do, and every time an Astra Militarum unit is under the effect of an order, they reroll hit rolls of 1, and if they're fighting something that is within range of an objective marker, they would re-roll a wound roll of 1 as well. Now, this basic stat line is very good because the main point of Guard in terms of their army rule is in fact giving out orders, and it's good when things have orders, therefore they become more powerful when they are under orders. It is very, very strong. In addition, they have 4 enhancements that include 2 new orders, one of them being increased AP within 12 inches, another one giving it stealth. One of them allows them to go from 12 inches instead of 6, which would only be useful on infantry, as the tanks already have that. And lastly is the ability for a commissar to join an Ogryn squad, which does in fact include a Bulgrim and offer orders to that unit as well. As far as stratagems go, they're actually pretty basic in general. It's a lot of just extra stuff if these things are already, doing well. You have lethal hits on an objective marker, you have a Norse cover, you have a sticky to keep you on the objective, you have an armor of contempt for reducing AP by 1, you have an increase in strength if a unit is under first rank fire, second rank fire, and you have an out of phase order, which is very useful for either defensive things like the aforementioned stealth or some kind of take cover, or for swapping objectives with the duty and honor to increase leadership and OC. So when it comes to this detachment, the thing to really note is that it is a block of stats, and the feeling that you are going to have with it is, oh my goodness, yippee, yahoo, I can actually use this on a ton of stuff that couldn't use it before. So because it specifically states Astra Militarum, it does not say regiment, it doesn't say squadron, it doesn't say infantry, it doesn't say any of that stuff, it says Astra Militarum, which means that you can give it to things like big giant bricks. I love giant bricks. I am a brick. And because of that, your Bane Blade, for example, and all of the super heavy chassis can get these buffs if they are ordered by an officer, particularly Lord Solar Leontis. You can also give it to things you would not normally give it to, like a Valkyrie, for example. You're probably not running one of those, but you can give it to that. And also because you have a commissar that can now join an Ogryn squad, which they really should have before, but regardless, you can give it to those as well. It's lots of good stuff, and it opens up a lot of awesome possibilities. The downside to this detachment is that it opens up possibilities to use for things that are already really, really good. The best units that synergize with this the most are units that can take multiple orders at a time, and also any kind of unit that allows you to spread out orders a bit more powerfully. So, for example, one of the best Guard units right now is the Rogel Dorn Tank Commander, because it is a thick stat of wounds and it has 1,000,000 guns. Well, it's a little bit more terrifying when the Rogel Dorn Tank Commander now can give another order to another vehicle, and that vehicle will now also get reroll hit rolls of 1 and reroll wound rolls of 1 on an objective. Turns out giving the best unit in Guard even more power is a little scary. You know what else is a really good unit in Guard? Kasserkin. You know what Kasserkin can do? They can use an additional free order as their ability once per battle round. This means they can stack up on 2 orders, which means your already surprisingly powerful Kasserkin can now hit at, say, +1 to hit, reroll 1s to hit, reroll 1s to wound, and an additional power like extra shots and first rank fire, second rank fire, or the target weak spot order from the enhancement, giving them +1 AP. Next thing you know, the already best unit in the game is also really, really good again. The scariest thing is to put this stuff on artillery, because artillery often breaks the game when it's too good, and now you can give all your artillery reroll once to hit and 1 to wound. Not to mention the fact that you can now do it more widespread because you now have more orders, because you now have more orders per officer. In addition, other really good units that can take multiple orders would be something like a unit ran by Ursula Creed, because not only does she reduce the cost of stratagems, which is very good because there's lots of defensive and offensive stratagems, but her unit can take 2 orders. She also goes up to 4 orders per, which is absolutely wild. And also the Tempestus Scion Command Squad with a squad of 10 Scions, because the special command rod they carry allowed them to have 2 orders as well. So I would say the standout units there are the things that are generally already good or can take multiple orders. A giant squad with Creed, I'd say that the Kasserkim, the Tempestus command squads, and then Dorns and various tanks that can be affected by Dorns and Dorn commanders is extremely good. Now, do I think it is better than other detachments? Yes, I think it's better than pretty much every other detachment. The only exception would be possibly combined arms. I'm not 100% sure. Testing is required, and I can maybe see Bridgehead being better if you are running literally 60 Scions. However, besides that, I do think that Grizzled Company is the best guard detachment, and I actually think it's by a good margin. I would be happy to be proved wrong if there's more data to be had, but for now, it is very good. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. I just think I would recommend it in a way that feels more fun to you. Like, for example, I plan on running a Hellhammer and a Stormlord, and having all of the units in the firing deck of the Stormlord get reroll once to hit and wound because they're being ordered by Leontis. Now that's really funky, and it actually makes my super heavies pretty terrifying. I'll probably run like a squad of field ordnance batteries, sure, and maybe some Scions, but I'm using it to use things that are also very, very underutilized. Right now, though, you might find that a ton of Dorns, Kasserkins, oh, and I couldn't even forget the Bullgrins. Because a Commissar can now issue 2 orders, you can have 12 Bullgrin, 2 squad of 6s, rolling up, hitting on what used to be 3s, now 2s rerolling 1s, and rerolling 1s to wound, thanks to the fixed bayonet order. It is very, very good. It allows you to get benefits to doing something that Guard already loved doing, which is giving out orders. It has a very powerful toolbox, and for the most part, I cannot see a world where this is not the predominant detachment. Perhaps I am wrong, and if so, we will see the data soon. But for now, yes, it is very good, and give it a shot, because owie, owie, owie.
You heard the man. Very, very good. Sounds really nice, especially if you like running tanks filled to the brim with Kaskin or heavies. I feel like I always underestimate Guard for being normal humans, but they really do sound intimidating from this detachment. My Death Guard should be quaking in their squelchy boots right now. Thanks, Bricky, for coming to yap about this and making it understandable. And if you liked this content, press the subscribe button, leave a comment or a cheeky like. Thanks!